We are the dollars and cents.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Well, today we're going to do another unboxing, first impressions, and update video. This time it comes from the house of Paco Rabanne. This is their latest release, or one of their latest releases. It is Invictus Victory Elixir. Guys, as we know, I want to say this, it was the Victory that came out last year, 2 years ago. The one that was really, really like dark and woody and maybe a little oody and like animalic, and the one that really took me by surprise. I think that was it. I'll obviously correct myself down here somewhere if it's not, but I want to say that's the last one from this house that I've tried. I really was not doing a lot of the flankers of the Invictus line because they're all kind of the same, right? Until the Victory came out last year, 2 years ago, whenever that was. And that one was like a just completely different composition. It really threw me off. I was like, wow, they're actually going into the sweet, thick, woodier, maybe a little kind of niche side of things with that release. And I guess now they made a flanker of that one, Victory Elixir. We see all these fragrance companies are coming out with these different monikers now. Now they have Elixir, and obviously there was like Profumo for a while, Parfum, and I guess they're just starting to kind of find these other words. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys look at the box, and yeah, not a lot going on with this box. As you can see, it does resemble the other ones from the line. I'm hoping this one does go away again from the original Invictus releases. And here is the bottle, guys. Same bottle, nothing else going on with this one. I do see it's like blue here at the bottom, which makes me think it might be a cross between the last Victory, but with some blue notes. We'll see where it goes. By looking at some of these notes, it might just be that. We'll see. This is a 75 ml bottle. I think this is around $90 from Nordstrom. So you guys probably same prices are going to be at other department stores as well. Information on this fragrance: Invictus Victory Elixir is a men's amber woody fragrance released in 2023. The nose behind this fragrance is Domitil, Michelin Betrier, and Filippo and Nicolas Bolio, and is a Parfum Intense concentration. The notes for this fragrance, I don't know if there's a top, middle, and base, so I'll just kind of pretend that there is. In the top, we have lavender, cardamom, and black pepper. In the middle, we have incense and patchouli. And the base, round things off with vanilla and tonka bean. So I didn't write out that there was top, middle, and base, but we'll see if there is. Obviously, you guys will be seeing the picture right now. Clean hand, guys. Here we go. A lot of juice comes out with this sprayer, but not my favorite sprayer from, out of all these fragrances. Okay. Wow. So it is fresh, and it's also very sweet and heavy. It's more on the fruitier side. I'm getting, man, it literally smells like theirs. Now, if these notes are wrong, then forgive me, but I'm getting like some sort of sweetness, like citrus or something in this, but there's not. So what I'm getting now is a lot of cardamom mixed with lavender. Very, very nutty. Very thick. It's sweet. I'm getting something in this that smells like leather, too. A little bit of skank going on. Not sure where it's coming from. And maybe the incense. Not really sure. It could be the black pepper. I have no idea. But these notes right now aren't what I'm getting right now. So there is vanilla in this, but I'm not getting like a vanilla sweetness. Not yet. It's in the base. Like I said, if there isn't a note breakdown, if it's all just notes, then I apologize. But I guess that's where the sweetness is coming from. But this smelled more like a fruity sweetness. More like a grapefruit or, and some kind of citrus. Maybe mixed with the vanilla, but this doesn't smell vanillic. It doesn't smell gourmandy. It smells a little fresh. It smells like green a little bit. Green mixed with some sweetness. That's why I said like hay, or maybe like, I know hay's not green, but there's just an earthiness about this that I'm not really understanding how it's coming about. I'm not getting a heavy patchouli in this. Not yet, anyway. Maybe it's just mixing really well, but I'm not getting like old lady or old man patchouli. I'm not getting hippie patchouli. But yeah, this smells good. I mean, this is just a first impression, guys, because this thing, there's been a couple of times where the opening is amazing, and then it just turns into something else in the dry down and I end up not liking it. So we'll see where this one goes. Again, right now, it's not like gourmandy. It's an earthy sweetness. I'm not really sure how to describe it. But yeah, if you guys can see, I'm sort of just like all over the place with this one because I'm not really sure what direction to attack this one from because it's it's just doing its own thing. I mean, it smells really good. I just don't know. I can't say it smells like anything I've tried before. I can't say it's any kind of like, oh yeah, we've been here 1,000 times. This doesn't even, right now, I have to look at the compositions and the note breakdowns, but I don't think this even reminds me of the previous one. This is just a rough, masculine, sweet fragrance that I am not mad at. This actually smells nice. Have I smelled better? Obviously, yes. I've smelled lots of other fragrances that are better than this. But it being an Invictus flanker, they just really stepped up their game since the last Victory they released. I thought that one was a game changer when it came to the Invictus stuff. Invictus are all kind of the same, right? They're all just very mainstream, very fresh and fruity and stuff like that. But then that one was like, boom, we're giving you a whole different composition. They sort of accomplished that one right now anyway with this one as well. But right now, I think it smells nice, and I'm very curious to see how this one's going to perform and the rest, just how it's going to hold up to the hours and the time that I wear this one, guys. So without making this, I was trying to keep it shorter, but probably not. So sorry about that, guys. But I'm going to wear this fragrance today, and over the next couple of days, give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. All right, guys, back with my update for Invictus Victory Elixir from the house of Paco Rabanne. Two things real quick. One, sorry if you guys hear my dryer in the background. Two, sorry about my voice if it's a little nasally. I did have a cold earlier this week, but I did have enough left in the tank to finish this review. So let's see what this one's about, guys. Did I like this fragrance? Yes, I did. This fragrance was sweet. It was very mainstream. I'm not going to try to repeat myself too much from the first half of the video, although I didn't rewatch it. So if I repeat it, I apologize. Fresh. It's fresh, spicy, warm, spicy. There's a little bit of woodiness in there, a little bit of freshness in the top. Not like super freshy. There is blue here, but it's blue with black. So think of like kind of a blue kind of opening. So it's kind of like fresh spicy, but it's like overall it's going to be more of a thicker, heavier scent. In the dry down, I got like a caramel coconut type of dry down. There's not coconut or caramel in this fragrance. There is vanilla and tonka bean, so maybe that's where that sort of that smell came from. But overall, it was like it starts off kind of fresh, spicy, and then it gets very, very sweet. And there's something like green about this one. I was looking at the notes. Two different websites had two different sets of notes. I think Parfumo had more of a better breakdown, so I used those. But there was something that was like green, almost like a piney type of note, but I don't really know where that came from, so I'm not really sure. This one also got smoky in the dry down as well. Smoky and sweet, probably from the incense. I believe, I think Olibanum might be the same thing as incense. Not sure. For Granica listed Olibanum, but either way, that's what I got mainly out of this fragrance. Some fragrances I can compare this into a little bit. I got a little bit of 1 Million Lucky, even though there's no plum in this. I got a little bit of that smell in this one. In that dry down with that smoky, sweet sort of caramel feel, I got Stronger With You. In the dry down with this one. So it's sort of a combination of two, but it sort of does its own thing. And I will say, looking back at the original Victory, these did actually share a couple of notes. So I did sort of get the DNA in there a little bit, but I want to say that one was a bit just a bit darker, a little bit more resinous, a little stankier, if you will. This one tends to go a little bit sweeter, I think. Again, it's been a while since I've tried that one, but I can see why they made this one a flanker, but they aren't the same. Longevity for this fragrance, great, 8+ hours, maybe even 12. Stuff lasts all day long. Go easy on the trigger. Projection, again, go easy on the trigger. Very, very strong. Dare I say beast? It is an elixir. I can't remember what I called this one. It was a parfum of whatever, concentrate, whatever it was, but it's very, very strong, guys. Gets the job done. Whatever they did to make it an elixir, they obviously called it that because it's super duper strong. But that's a good thing. But I will say, go easy on the trigger. A couple of times, I think I might have maybe put on 2 extra sprays that I shouldn't have. Got a little cloying, guys. I was getting a little annoyed by how sweet it was. I got a little annoyed by some of the notes in this. They just weren't agreeing with me. Again, if I would have toned it down, it would have been fine. But just if you put too much of this juice on, guys, you might make yourself sick. Like, you might just get sick of it and just maybe regret the purchase overall. But the projection is really, really good. So performance overall is great in this fragrance. Seasons for this fragrance, if you guys haven't guessed already, it's going to be fall, winter, early spring. Don't let the blue fool you guys. This is not a summer fragrance by any means. This is a fall, winter, early spring, cool weather, cold weather fragrance. This one's going to cut through that cold very easily. So don't be fooled by anything that I said fresh spicy, but just think more spicy, heavier, and sweet. Occasions for this fragrance. Yes, there is blue here, but I will say it is black up here. So it is going to be evening events, date night, very sexy fragrance, very sweet, very mainstream. Club, definitely this is going to be a club fragrance, guys. Maybe the opening won't really convince you of such, but like in the dry down, you're going to get that very, very sweet, very, very smoky, spicy, woody dry down. That's really going to like turn some heads, guys. I did say it reminded me a little bit of 1 Million Lucky combined with maybe the Stronger With You. Get a little something like that. So I think it's going to turn some heads in a club, guys. And I do think it's definitely going to be strong enough for the club, like I mentioned in the performance category, but evening events overall for sure. Ages. Wow. So I was kind of on the fence with this one. I'll say 20 and up can wear this one, but right now it's still full price. I did get the smaller bottle, so it's around $90, I think. So if you go with the bigger bottle, it's going to be more. Maybe if it's a Christmas present, we'll just say 20, between 20 and 25 and up. Depends on what your price range is for this one, guys. But I think a younger guy can pull this one off. 25-year-olds might appreciate a bit of the notes, the note combination of this. A lot of cardamom, so it's mainstream, but it's got some things in it that might turn some younger noses off. So again, it's just going to hover between 20 and 25. I know that's kind of tough to call. 5 years is a long time, but guys, I'm just trying to be fair as possible with this one. If you're 25, you can easily afford this one, most likely pull it off. But I do think the young guys might like this one, guys. So you guys can do with that what you will. Overall, I like this fragrance. I don't love it. Honestly, with the day that it got super cloying was the day that I was like, man, okay, I found a flaw with this fragrance. Not saying that most fragrances are flawless, but honestly, if you're going to buy this one outright and spend the money that you're going to spend, you're not going to want to find it, because honestly, I like to put on a lot of fragrance. I don't want to on accident, one day I actually put on 1 or 2 or 3 even extra sprays on accident because I'm not paying attention, and it just ruins my afternoon. That's kind of a liability. I don't want to deal with that, right? I don't want to jump in the shower and wash it off. Again, it's an easy problem to fix. Just count how many you spray. So maybe I'm being a little trivial on that one, but yeah, I don't know. It's not my favorite. I just don't see myself really reaching for this one. If anything, I kind of like the original, the one in the black bottle, a little bit better. But again, I haven't smelled it in a couple of years. But this is a good fragrance. I think you should try this fragrance. I think you should go to the mall. It's readily available at Macy's, Nordstrom, Dillard's, any of those stores. Hopefully they're still open in your towns. But yeah, I think you should spray your hand and try this one. Again, the performance is there. You're going to get excellent longevity, excellent projection with this one. And it smells mainstream, if that's what you like. If you like a very sweet, very mainstream, strong fragrance, it's probably going to get attention and turn heads for evening events, and you can wear to the club. Maybe go easy at work, but I might not recommend wearing this one to work, but just maybe 1 or 2 sprays if you do. Then you're going to want to try this fragrance. I think you guys might like it. Again, yes, dime a dozen. I will say that some of these mainstream fragrances they're in the same vein, right? They're sweet and they're strong and they're clubby, but they're using different notes to get there. So as a fan of fragrance, as a fan of perfume overall, I do like that they're using like cardamom and black pepper and patchouli and incense. Those are like niche notes that they're using, right? You see a lot of these notes in niche fragrances. Not saying they don't use them in designers by any means, but I feel like they're stepping up their game with the ingredients they're using, and they're starting to come up with these compositions that are actually a little bit more complex. So that's just kind of why I'm giving this one better marks. The perfumers out there are actually doing a little bit better job coming up with concoctions that aren't exactly, yes, they go down the same vein as smelling sweet and stuff like that, but they're combining really good different ingredients to sort of give you the same experience, if you will. Not the exact experience, obviously, but overall, all that to say, I do think that this is a good fragrance. It just might not be for me. I have a lot of fragrances, guys, so I have to be very specific, and I have to be very what's the word? I have to be very picky on what stays in my collection, because it has to do with money coming out of my account that I can't use until I sell it. And it has to come, so that's basically the bottom line is the money, because either it's going to sit on my shelf, I'm never going to use it, so it's just collecting dust and it's just money on my shelf. I could just sell it. And then if I want it again, it's almost like absence makes a heart grow fonder, right? So some fragrances, right? You don't try them for a long time, and I've done this probably 20 times. I go, man, you know what? Like, I did like that fragrance. I got it, did a video, and then either sent it back or I sold it. And then I'm like, a year or so later, I see a good price on it. I'm like, you know what? That is a really good fragrance. I actually did like that one. I kind of forgot how good it was, and then I'll get it again. So that might be this one with me. And I actually been meaning to get the original Victory back in my collection, but again, for a better price, maybe I would. But overall, sorry, I'm just ranting. Try this fragrance. I think you might like it. Don't blind buy it, especially not on my account. Just go to the mall, spray your hand, walk around. If you like it, grab it. If not, then don't, guys. But what are your thoughts on Victory Elixir, Invictus Victory Elixir from the House of Paco Rabanne? Do you like this fragrance? Do you hate it? Let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below, because I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about this one out there, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the video on my channel. If you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications for future first impressions videos and first edit content just like this, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find first edit photos and future contest winners. And as always, until the next video, you guys take care. Thanks.